The Indo-Pacific region is the world's new center of gravity. Spanning from Africa's eastern coast to the Americas, this vast expanse is home to more than half of humanity and drives global economic growth. Its shores cradle giants like China, India, and Japan, whose economies together dwarf those of many Western nations. The region is the engine room of world trade, with trillions of dollars worth of goods flowing through vital waterways like the South China Sea and the Strait of Malacca. Beyond commerce, the Indo-Pacific is a geopolitical chessboard. The United States, China, India, and Japan, among others, vie for influence, their actions shaping the world order. Stability here is paramount, as disruptions could trigger global economic shocks and heighten geopolitical tensions. The Indo-Pacific is characterized by a complex and dynamic balance of power, shaped by the interactions between its major and minor states. China's rapid economic ascent and expanding military capabilities have positioned it as a dominant force.
我命令全军各级要强化练兵备战鲜明导向。
Beijing's Belt and Road Initiative, BRI, seeks to expand influence through infrastructure investments and economic ties across Eurasia and Africa. This assertive posture has prompted concerns among regional powers, including the United States, Japan, and India, who perceive China's ambitions as a potential challenge to their interests and the prevailing international order. To counterbalance China's growing influence, these nations have adopted strategic measures.
From projects to build secure telecommunications in the Pacific region, to strengthen our cooperation, and a great deal of the future of our world is going to be written here in the Indo-Pacific.
Japan, despite its pacifist constitution, has gradually increased defense spending and fortified its security alliance with the United States. Tokyo's Free and Open Indo-Pacific, FOIP strategy, advocates for a rules-based order, upholding international law and ensuring freedom of navigation. Similarly, India has bolstered its maritime capabilities and forged strategic partnerships to checkmate China's expansion. The United States, with its substantial military presence and robust alliances in the region, remains a pivotal force in preserving regional stability. Washington advocates for a free and open Indo-Pacific, a region where sovereign nations can thrive without coercion. The U.S. has deepened security ties with allies and partners, including Japan, South Korea, Australia, and India, through initiatives like the Quadrilateral Security Dialogue, Quad. The strategic competition between the U.S. and China profoundly impacts the region's power dynamics.
We want a peaceful, stable and prosperous region, a region where sovereignty is respected.
Are working together for a free and open Indo-Pacific, for a rules-based order, and for global good.
We are charting a course for a more secure and open Indo-Pacific and Indian Ocean region by bolstering maritime security and domain awareness. In practical terms, what does this mean? It means strengthening the capacity of partners across the region to know what's happening in their own waters.
China has countered the Quad's influence by cultivating a de facto strategic alliance with Russia and Iran.
面对当前的世界之变、时代之变、历史之变的复杂局面。
Meanwhile, the Quad remains committed to safeguarding a free and open Indo-Pacific. The AUKUS Security Pact, announced in December by the United States, Australia, and the United Kingdom, represented a significant development in this context.
Australia and the United Kingdom are two of America's most stalwart and capable allies. Our common values, our shared vision for a more peaceful and prosperous future unite us all across the Atlantic and Pacific.
Aiming to enhance defense and technology cooperation, with a particular focus on providing Australia with nuclear-powered submarines, AUKUS is a direct response to China's growing assertiveness.
That will promote peace and security throughout the Indo-Pacific.
A watershed in the progress of Pillar 2 of AUKUS.
We've never had a greater need for more innovation, to be more pioneering.
Middle powers like Indonesia and Vietnam play crucial roles in shaping regional security and economic resilience amid the Sino-US competition. Their capabilities contribute to the overall balance of power. The Philippines, with its strategic location and increasing assertiveness in the South China Sea, SCS, has also emerged as a key player. Manila's efforts to strengthen its maritime capabilities and enhance cooperation with regional partners, including the United States, reflect its determination to protect its territorial rights and maritime interests. Additionally, the development of next-generation combat aircraft by both adversaries and allies is transforming the aerial domain in the Indo-Pacific, necessitating strategic adaptation. Ultimately, the Indo-Pacific, encompassing both the Indian and Pacific Oceans, is a unified strategic space. Events in one ocean inevitably impact the other, underscoring the region's criticality for global stability and prosperity.
Yet another Chinese fighter jet harassing and flying dangerously close to a U.S. military plane. Officials say this happened Tuesday over the South China Sea.
Economic interdependence is a defining characteristic of the Indo-Pacific, with regional economies deeply integrated through trade, investment, and supply chains. China, whose share of global merchandise trade exceeds 12%, is the largest trading partner for many Indo-Pacific countries, playing a central role in this economic network. The ASEAN-China Free Trade Area, the Comprehensive and Progressive Agreement for Trans-Pacific Partnership, CPTPP, covering 11 countries and representing around 13.5% of global GDP, and the Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership, RCEP, involving 15 Asia-Pacific nations and accounting for nearly 30% of the world's population and about 30% of global GDP, are key frameworks that facilitate economic cooperation and integration in the region. However, this economic interdependence coexists with intense geopolitical competition. The strategic rivalry between the United States and China is particularly pronounced as both nations vie for influence over regional economic and security architectures.
Whatever stage of development it may reach, China will never pursue hegemony or expansion and will never impose its will on others. China does not seek spheres of influence and will not fight a Cold War or a hot war with anyone.
The U.S. has sought to counter China's economic influence through initiatives like the Blue Dot Network, which promotes high-quality infrastructure development, and the Build Back Better World (B3W) initiative, aimed at mobilizing private capital for sustainable infrastructure projects. Japan and India have also been active in shaping the regional economic landscape. Japan's investments in quality infrastructure and India's Act East policy reflect their strategic interests in fostering a stable and prosperous Indo-Pacific. Additionally, smaller states in the region, such as the Philippines and Vietnam, have sought to leverage their economic ties to navigate the complex geopolitical environment, balancing relations with both China and the United States.
Our gathering speaks volumes today about the importance of fostering robust business partnerships and collaboration between the Philippines and Vietnam. Our objective here is beyond strengthening political ties. It now extends to enhancing our regional economic integration agenda.
The Indo-Pacific is a region marked by a security dilemma, where the actions of one state to enhance its security can lead others to feel threatened, prompting them to bolster their own defenses. This dynamic is evident in the ongoing maritime disputes and military buildups in the region. One of the most significant flashpoints is the South China Sea, where China has laid claim to nearly 90% of the waters, based on its so-called 9-dash line. This claim is contested by several Southeast Asian nations, including Vietnam, the Philippines, Malaysia, and Brunei. The South China Sea is a vital artery for global trade, with an estimated $3.4 trillion worth of goods passing through its waters annually. The region is also rich in natural resources, including fish stocks and potential underwater oil and gas reserves. China's construction of artificial islands and militarization of these features have heightened tensions and led to confrontations with other claimants and the United States, which conducts freedom of navigation operations to challenge Beijing's assertions. Beyond the South China Sea, the Senkaku Diaoyu Islands dispute between China and Japan in the east, China Sea remains a potential flashpoint, with both nations claiming sovereignty over the uninhabited islands. This territorial disagreement has led to frequent maritime encounters and heightened tensions between the two economic powerhouses. In 2023 alone, China set a record for activity near the Senkaku Diaoyu Islands in the East China Sea, challenging Japan's control of the disputed islands. Chinese government vessels entered the contiguous zone on 352 out of 365 days, the highest figure since record-keeping began in 2008. The Taiwan Strait is another area of heightened concern. China considers Taiwan a breakaway province and has not ruled out the use of force to achieve reunification. The United States has maintained a policy of strategic ambiguity, providing Taiwan with defensive arms while avoiding explicit commitments to its defense. This policy, while aimed at deterring China, also contributes to the region's security dilemma.
正高度关注民主台湾，而面对外在的挑战与威胁，我们会持续捍卫自由民主的价值，守护区域的和平稳定。
Any conflict over Taiwan could have severe consequences, potentially drawing in other regional and global powers. Recent developments in the South China Sea offer a glimmer of hope. The Philippines and China have reached a deal to manage tensions at the Second Thomas Shoal, a disputed area. While this agreement does not resolve the underlying territorial dispute, it represents a step towards preventing larger-scale conflicts. However, it is essential to note that China's broader maritime ambitions and its continued military buildup remain significant concerns. Looking ahead, the Indo-Pacific region is poised to remain a focal point of global strategic competition and cooperation. Several trends and potential scenarios could shape the region's future dynamics. The strategic competition between the United States and China is likely to intensify, with both nations seeking to expand their influence. This rivalry could manifest in various domains, including trade, technology, military, and diplomacy. The outcome of this competition will have profound implications for regional stability and the global order. Regional powers such as Japan, India, and Australia are expected to further strengthen their alliances and partnerships to counterbalance China's rise. The Quad, AUKUS, and other multilateral initiatives will play a crucial role in shaping the regional security architecture. While economic interdependence will continue to bind regional economies, there may also be efforts towards selective decoupling in strategic sectors. Nations might seek to reduce vulnerabilities by diversifying supply chains and enhancing economic resilience. The race for technological supremacy, particularly in areas like artificial intelligence, 5G, and quantum computing, will be a key battleground. Technological advancements will not only drive economic growth, but also impact military capabilities and strategic advantages. Climate change will emerge as a significant challenge, affecting the region's stability and prosperity. Rising sea levels, extreme weather events, and resource scarcity could exacerbate existing tensions and trigger humanitarian crises. Collaborative efforts to address environmental security will be essential. The Association of Southeast Asian Nations, ASEAN, will continue to play a central role in regional diplomacy and economic integration. ASEAN's ability to navigate great power competition and maintain its unity will be critical for regional stability.
President Biden, what's your message? What's your message to China today?
To sum up, the Indo-Pacific region stands as a critical arena for global strategic competition, economic growth, and security dynamics. Its importance cannot be overstated, as developments in this region will shape the trajectory of the 21st century. As nations navigate the complex interplay of power, economic interdependence, and security concerns, fostering a rules-based order, promoting cooperation, and managing conflicts will be paramount to ensuring a stable and prosperous Indo-Pacific. Thank you for tuning into our channel. If you enjoyed the video, please remember to like, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel for more in-depth analysis of global issues.